Hello, my name is Shobya Clinton. This is Counting the Cost on COTV, your weekly look at world's business and economics. On today's weekly roundup, we are going to talk about, is world heading towards stagflation? What is stagflation? Stagflation is a toxic cocktail of stagnating growth and rising prices. It's generally viewed as a relic of 1970s. But economics are warning it could make a risky comeback. The term stagflation is broadly defined as a sluggish growth tied with rising inflation. Economists haven't given it much thought since 1970, and 80% of the economics see stagflation as a risky long-term risk. Earlier this week, the World Bank sharply lowered its growth focus for global economic this year and warned several years of high inflation and tepid growth of reminiscence of stagflation of 1970s. Stagflation spells troubles for economy. Rising inflation erodes consumers' purchasing power and weaker demand hurts companies' growth and causes layoffs. Stagflation also puts Federal Reserves in bind because central banks' job is to keep both inflation and unemployment low. Why is stagflation a risk now? Inflation is close to a 40-year high, and economics are worried about economic growth because of war in Ukraine, as well as lockdowns in China and a supply chain disruption related to COVID-19 pandemic. Are we in a period of stagflation now? World Bank says the danger of stagflation is considerable today. Stagflation has become a hotly debatable topic among the market participants. As inflation expectations rise, growth expectations fall. While we do not believe stagflation will dominate the economic environment, maintaining the path of inflation and growth is crucial for asset allocation. What is the difference between stagflation and inflation? Inflation refers to an increase in the prices for goods and services. The Federal Reserve likes to see a bit of inflation. It targets 2% inflation a year because that signals a healthy demand in the economy. But if the inflation rises too quickly, the rapid price increase erodes household purchasing power. Stagflation is a situation in which price rising but demand is weakening and the economic growth is slowing or contracting. As a result, businesses make less money, cut jobs, driving up unemployment. At worst, that pushes the economic into recession. Has stagflation happened before? Yes. Stagflation occurred from early 1970s to early 1980s, while surging commodity prices and double-digit inflation collided with high employment. Now we have a worst of both worlds. Not just inflation on one side and stagnation on the other side, but both of them together we have a sort of stagflation situation. How can we prepare for a recession or stagflation? Improve productivity. The best way to survive stagflation is to improve companies' productivity. Consider investing in a software or a machinery that can automate process and reduce the number of employments needed to produce the same amount of products or services. New software or machinery may be able to produce items faster and fewer defects and less waste. Cut costs. Look for ways to cut costs to offset rising prices for material and wages. Can business operation use less energy? Are there ways to improve supply chain and reduce shipping expenses? Can businesses receive discount ordering in bulk or by being flexible about the delivery dates? It's important to find ways to cut costs and offset inflationary pressures. And then evaluate prices. Stagflation is an opportunity to reassess pricing policy. Observe whether other companies, particularly those in your industries, are raising prices. If they are, consider raising prices as well as offset increasing costs. Boost quality. If a company is going to ask customers to pay more for a product, it should be sure or quality is good or better than it was before increasing the prices. This might involve an increased research in spending to improve the product. Fortify the balance sheet. In stagflation, revenue may flatline while the cost keeps increasing. Prepare for the tough time by building a cushion. That means keeping the debt at minimum. And if the interest rates are rising, consider replacing the debt carrying a floating interest rates with debt that has fixed interest payments. Floating rate debt has an interest payment that often resets every month, quarter or a year at some spread above a specified benchmark, like 2-year treasury note. Tighten up accounts receivable and payables. Try to improve cash flows by reducing late accounts receivable and ask your own vendors for a longer terms to make repayments. And then become a landlord. During stagflation, rents may increase and your business revenue might not. If you have extra cash available, consider buying the building in which your business operates. Be an opportunistic about acquisitions. It's sad to say, but tough times during stagflation will force many small, medium-sized businesses to go bust. If your company is among that survivors and has the financial flexibility, consider bargain shopping. Companies that are going out of businesses or need to raise cash may sell properties or equipment at fire sale prices. Consider acquiring properties, equipment, assets, brand line or staff with needed skills. Likewise, consider merging or acquiring a competitor if doing so allows both companies to reduce overhead, expand into new markets or offer expand array of products and services. And let's conclude. Stagflation is a tough environment in which a business to operate. Costs rise, wages increase, meanwhile sales may stagnate or decline due to high unemployment and sluggish or declining economic growth. Management can use stagflation as an opportunity to take a hard look at their business and make a change to grow and be stronger. Companies can adapt productivities, enhancing technology that saves time and money. They might change pricing mechanism, consider merging with or acquiring competitors, and fortify their balance sheet. Businesses that take such steps to survive stagflation may find themselves positioned well for growth when economy recovers. Until I see you in another interesting episode, me winding up Shobia Clinton.